Equality can never be possible. Why? Because humans are unequal by nature, right? We all have our own unique, different set of DNA. We all grew up in a very different socioeconomic background as the next person. We all had different upbringings, different ethnic backgrounds, grew up in different cultures, grew up with different advantages and disadvantages, and we are just not equal in that regard. Okay? What separates the winners from the losers is that the winners thrive regardless, right? And there are countless examples of this out there in society of men, women from all different socioeconomic backgrounds, different cultures, different, you name it, right? That thrived regardless, right? They were able to thrive regardless of their skin color, right? They were able to find their own unique talents and make a go of it, right? And just capitalize on it. Or they were able to get involved in something that they were passionate about and they capitalized on it and became successful, right? But this theory that we can just put everyone at the same starting point as the next person and the next person is completely just unrealistic, right? That is just not something that will ever happen, even though they will constantly try to do that. And they're not trying to do it because they do want things to be equal, by the way. It's really to cede more power to the elite, to the matrix. I mean, at the end of the day, I've always said these things are about money, power, and control. You can virtue signal all you want, which is what they do. These people love to virtue signal, love to get on their social media and say all the right things that will get them lots of brownie points with other wokies and lots of likes and lots of subs and all this. They will never tell you the truth. And these are the same people who are hurting their fellow man the most, right? Because they're giving these people crutches. And it's usually these so-called disenfranchised groups that they talk about, like, oh, he's disenfranchised. You got to give him every opportunity to succeed as much as possible. And all you're doing is giving that person a crutch, right? I was just reading a lot of these statistics on the civil rights of the 1960s when it came to the black community, right? Now that it's been 60 years since then, we can look at the data and see what went wrong, right? The civil rights, they were, I'm not saying that was bad, but I'm saying at that time, they were incentivizing mothers to raise black mothers to raise their children without the father, and they were being given checks to do that, right? It's like, oh, you don't need the man in the house? Here, the government will be your new dad, the new father. We'll just give you a check every month. And they started doing that. And fast forward 60 years later, I mean, if you look in the 60s before all this happened, two-parent households, or like single mothers in the single mother households in the black community was very low, right? It's extremely low. Fast forward 60 years later, I mean, it's just out of this world, right? I mean, can't give you the actual figure. You could Google it, but it's, it's left my mind. But it's extremely high, right? I mean, it's obviously over 50%, right? And you've seen what's happened to the black community since then, right? It's really destroyed them. So this just goes in line with the fact that when you give people handouts, when you give them a crutch, of course they're going to use it, right? If you give somebody an excuse for why they're not succeeding, of course, like a lot of people will use it, right? Especially losers, right? They will use that excuse and go, yeah, that's the reason. It's because of this person. Oh, it's these rich people, or it's like old white men. I mean, I don't know why people are so fascinated with like old white men these days. That's the reason they are not succeeding. I mean, right now you're growing up in a time where you have every opportunity and then some to become successful. You are not having to fear for your life, like a lion chasing you, trying to eat you, or where you have to go out and hunt for your food. You're not living in a time where, you're going to starve. I mean, we're living in the best time possible, especially with the technological advances. And if you are not taking advantage of that, and you're sitting there crying about what somebody else has over you, then you're doomed to fail in life, right? You will be doomed to fail in life. You are not going to succeed because winners thrive regardless of their circumstances. And like I said, there are countless examples of this who people who grew up without money, without the best upbringing, you know, different skin color, in the worst parts of the world who have become just wildly successful, wildly rich, wildly famous, whatever it is. Okay, but you can't get there if you're sitting there crying all the time and you're letting these wokies give you excuses for why you're not succeeding, right? Because winners thrive regardless. I grew up in a home where we didn't have a whole lot of money growing up. Both my parents were working two jobs, right? Barely saw them, when I was a kid, and we just didn't have a whole lot of money. People were telling me that, especially in my family, right? They didn't know any better. They were saying like, if you want to get rich in the world, then you have to know rich people, right? I didn't know any rich people. You have to have connections, all this other stuff. They were tried to raise us Democrat, right? They were lifelong Democrats, my parents. Not anymore, but they were lifelong Democrats. They would always say stuff like that. And, they don't believe that now, right? But at the time, that's what I was like led to believe. And I still succeeded, right? I still succeeded regardless of the circumstances. And the big reason is I just never made excuses. I mean, I actually enjoy the fact that things were unequal. I enjoy the fact that the odds were stacked against me. I enjoy the fact, winners thrive on that stuff, right? You have this incredible self-belief where you're going to succeed no matter what. And again, there are countless examples of this out there, right? There are countless examples out there, but if you tell somebody that, hey, you don't have to do a thing, we're just going to give you a check every month, don't try. Or, oh, you're the wrong skin color. Okay. You're just don't bother to try because, we need to change the system first. So meanwhile, you spend your life just sitting there being angry, being a loser, not doing anything, not taking action, constantly looking for more excuses of why you're a loser, why you're failing, why you're not succeeding, instead of turning the mirror on yourself. And yes, that's Cash snoring in the background back there with Gizmo. People always ask, here, why you're not succeeding. That's why, right? I always say blame yourself first. Even if it's not your fault, there's always something you could have done differently. That's what winners do. We blame ourselves first, and we're constantly just focused, right? Winners are always focused on winning, right? Losers are always focused on losing and blaming. You notice that? The losers in society, all they do is blame, right? They never win. They just look at other people and attack them, throw shade at them, make excuses for themselves, and they never win, But this whole notion that, the government can give you equality is just designed to do one thing. It's designed to feed them more money, more power, and control over you. That's it, right? Because things are never going to be equal. I hate to break it to you, but things are never going to be equal. Is there racism out there? Yeah, sure, but not at the level people talk about. Is there systemic racism out there? Possibly, but not at the level people talk about, right? As a matter of fact, not only that, but you're living in the least racist time possible, right? Where, people are far less racist than they ever have been at any point in history. So if you're still using that as an excuse for why you can't go out there and try, you're just doomed to fail. That's all I have to say. If you're waiting for the equality, the equality police to come in and make things equal for you, you're never going to succeed. And even if they were able to do that, if they were able to wave a magic wand in society and make everything equal for everybody, you would still fail. You would still fail. Why? Because it's your mindset. This is something I teach with my entrepreneurs group in Santa Monica. I always teach people, it's not even so much the business you create. It's not the idea you have. It's not even the passion you have for it. It's your mindset, right? It's your mindset. Can you get up when your business is failing and still, dust yourself off and try again? Or when you've gone through 13 business failures like I did before you hit one that succeeds, can you get up, dust yourself off, and have a go at it again? And, look back at what you did wrong and fix those mistakes? Can you do that? I mean, it's your mindset, right? Your attitude is everything. As one of my old football coaches told me. Never forgot that. He was like, you know what, Matt? Attitude is everything, man. It was like, attitude is everything. I think it was because I came to practice one day and I just wasn't feeling it. I didn't want to be there. I just wanted to be at home. And he goes, your attitude is everything. It's not just here on the field. It's everywhere. Your attitude is everything. It's true. Attitude, mindset, that's everything, right? So even if they were to make everything equal, these people are crying like, oh, I can't succeed because it's not equal. You would still be a loser. You would still be a failure because it's your mindset. Okay? It's your mindset. You look for excuses. You look for crutches. Right? And you know what would happen? Again, if everything was equal out there, the winners would still thrive. You'd still be living in the same environment. The winners would still be thriving, probably even more, because now all the people who are losers are just, blatantly out there being losers, and all the people who are winners are blatantly out there being winners. Not making excuses, right? And a lot of it goes back to your focus too. I mean, these days, I have a successful business. I've got a really happy life. I've got great animals. I've got a beautiful girlfriend. I can't complain. I've got my DeLorean. Life is good, right? But still, my focus is on becoming better. My focus is on improving even more, whether it's areas of my business or myself. I'm always looking to learn. I'm looking to improve. I'm looking to get better. I'm looking to improve my quality of life. I want to help you guys. I want to improve your quality of life because that's what drives me, right? At no point do I have time to watch the news and watch something that is going to tell me I'm being held back because of my skin color, because I didn't grow up in a wealthy neighborhood, or because some old rich white men are controlling everything. I don't have a second for that, right? Because those things are out of my control. I can't control the house I was born in. I can't control, that we didn't have money growing up. I can't control what, rich white dudes, how they made I can't control that. I can't control me. Me. I can control the decisions that I make on a daily basis. You know what I decide? I decide to make decisions that will make my life better. Not give me more excuses, but make my life better, because that's what winners do. Winners thrive regardless of the circumstances. Is life unfair? Sure, right? Sure it is. Okay, I empathize with you. But you know what? What are you going to do about that? You could either take action or sit back and just make excuses and let the wokies tell you out there that you can never make it. You'll always be broke because the rich white man's in control. And you know what? It's systemic racism out there and climate change and all this. They feed you all this malarkey. You spend the next 70, 80 years of your life buying into that, being angry, hating your life and hating your fellow humans. Yeah, spend your life doing that. Sounds like a great life, right? Or you could choose to ignore all of it and refocus what you want to do with your life, and on yourself, start blaming yourself for decisions you made in the past. Have a little self-reflection. Let go of your ego and your arrogance. Have some self-reflection. Be humble, okay? Because enlightenment comes from humbleness, right? Be able to laugh at yourself when you fail. Be able to poke fun at yourself. Don't take yourself too seriously, Go out there and try to win, right? At least try. Even if you fail, hey, you tried, right? You have to at least try. When I take guys on my pickup artist boot camps, the guys who are the most socially inept, socially retarded, and never talk to a girl in their lives, and they work up the courage to just even walk up to her and just tap her and say hello, I am so proud of them, right? And they're so proud of themselves. They just light up. Most of my students go beyond that, but I'm just talking about the hardcore, hard case newbies, as we call them, right? Where they've never done something like that. It's just, they rather jump out of an airplane without a parachute than talk to a girl. To see them be able to do this and challenge themselves and overcome those obstacles and limiting beliefs, I'm just so proud of these guys when they do that. It's like, yes, all you did was tap her and say hello and give her your name, but I'm so proud of you, man. It's like, because I know how hard this was for you. I know what a challenge this was, and you did it. You tried. You are trying. That is the first step to winning, is trying, giving yourself a chance to win. But when you don't do that and you sit back, this is why I can't win. I have excuses, right? Skin color. I was broke growing up. My parents are drug addicts. You're doomed to fail. Okay? Because there is no equality in life. They will continue to sell you this lie for the next 1,000 years or plus, I'm sure. right? That we're working on this equality 1,000 years later in 3023, right? We're working on this equality for you. Don't worry, we got it. And a new generation, your great grandkid, loser grandkids will be out there going, "Yep, that's the reason I'm not succeeding." Or you could be winning. The choice is yours. The choice is yours. Where your focus is. As always, drop your comments below. Let me know what you think of tonight's coaching video. Anything you'd like to add, anything you'd like to share, please drop them in the comments below. As always, this is Matt Cross from AlphaMaleSecrets. Don't forget to smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, smash that notification bell as well. Helps me out a ton with the YouTube algorithm. And do it for the algorithm. Do it now. And for you guys who want to support my work, if I'm enlightening you, if I'm educating you, if I'm making you a better, smarter man, the best way to support me is by becoming a premium subscriber of my premium AlphaMaleSecrets program. Right now it's only $1. And all you need to do is click the link in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds and you're going to be able to access premium AlphaMaleSecrets content from me that you won't find here on my channel. So take advantage of it and click the link below, go to my website, get signed up, and I'll see you in my next coaching video. I'm out.